Don't forget to subscribe and spread the word about this video, and check out my Instagram at GeekdomBigD. How strong is Broly? Joining me to talk about this is the Prince of Power Scaling, Dragon Ball Nation. What's up, man?
It's going good. I'm just waiting for one day where I actually get a song sung about me. Get a
I'm
little
working
bit
on one as we speak,
of
actually. I'm working on one for the entire community.
Oh boy.
So it should be good. But let's talk about how strong Broly is, all right? Broly, one of the most popular characters, without a doubt, in Dragon Ball. I think some fans think that he's overpowered, and some fans think he's underpowered. Like, some people think he's legitimately the strongest character, and some people, which is boggles my mind, and some folks think that he's actually not as strong as everybody says, like Mike from LaughingStock Media. But I want to talk to you about it because you are the mathematician of the Dragon Ball community. And one thing I want to say before we get started, folks, is that the thing about the Dragon Ball Z Toei movies, the first 13 movies, is that the villains are only as strong as they need to be for that time period. The movies came out while the show was running. So if you watch a movie like The World's Strongest, Dr. Weedo was only as strong as Goku could have took him. Because if Dr. Weedo fights Goku from movie like 8, he would have got destroyed in one shot. Or, another example is like, Lord Slug. Lord Slug lost to Goku in movie 4, but if Lord Slug fought Goku from Fusion Reborn, he would have got killed. So understand that when the movies were being made, they were tailored for that particular power and in the series at the time. So there's no way that Broly, at least in the way that we see him, could be as strong as Majin Buu or Lord Beerus. It's just not possible. However, the question is, Josh, with the baby being born at a power level of 10,000, do you think that he has the potential to be as strong, if not stronger, than Goku in the series later on?
Not even a chance. If I had to put Broly at any range of power, both movies respectively, Broly Legendary Super Saiyan movie 8 and movie 10, Broly Second Coming, I'd put him at perfect cell level and super perfect cell level respectively. Where in those regards to that power, lower or higher, I'll get into that. Now, I don't know if you want to jump in here and say anything or let me do what I'm going to do.
Well, I just wanted to say that my follow-up question is, with Broly, a lot of the Broly fans will say that because he was born with such a high power level, that if he trained, he could achieve higher levels. And there is something to that would make sense, because he was born with a super high power level, but also you have to understand something. Vegeta and Nappa were also born with high power levels, and not as high as Broly's, of course, but nonetheless, they were still high. And one of the themes of Dragon Ball is that Goku proved that even if you're born with a high power level, even if you're born into royalty, and I'll do another video about this later on, going really in depth about the Goku Vegeta character comparison, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't work your ass off to get stronger. But the question is, bro, would Broly be willing to put in the work? We never see Broly train. We don't even know if he did train. He could be a thing like Frieza, where if he did train, he may have the potential to be super strong, but again, we don't ever see it happening. So in order for Broly to catch up to Goku, he would have to not only train, but he'd have to figure out how to unlock SSJ3. He'd have to find 5 other members of his race to do the ritual, or he'd have to train with Whis, and I don't see any of that happening because Broly's just a crazy maniac. So would this guy ever do those things?
The whole time you were saying that, I was just thinking about the comments we're going to get on this video now. And
Well, it's true, though. I mean,
Broly has no evidence that he has ever trained. And if Broly did train, I think, like Frieza, he most likely will get stronger. Frieza kind of seemed to indicate himself as being, a prodigy in terms of his power. Whether or
do you
not
think Broly's a prodigy?
he's a prodigy, yes. Whether or not that's about him having just a high potential to gain power from training or just having a very high base power, I don't know. We never see Broly train. It's honestly, in my mind, it's implied that he never did train because
Yeah.
he's always around attacking places. Paragus is controlling him. They don't seem to have time for him to train. He's not concerned with that because he's always stronger than everyone.
And
He
we
doesn't
never
have any need for it.
and we never see him get challenged. Therefore, he never exploited Zen-kai.
Absolutely. The first Zen-kai that I can honestly assume is just that the one he gets in Second Coming. That would be the only Zen-kai I could really see him getting. And I guess whatever after he gets stabbed with a knife as a baby, but does that one even matter? Not really.
No, no. Another big misconception I want to get into before we go into the actual scaling is that there's a line in the first Broly movie where he says, my ki is overflowing. A lot of Broly fans think that that means that he has endless ki. That's not the case at all. Please do. People are taking that line totally out of context. What he's saying when he says my power is overflowing, because he says that in the Japanese version too, is that his power level is rising. He's getting more. He is getting stronger. He's getting more powerful, but not from a Zen-kai boost because he's actually fighting. That's why he's getting stronger because, he's a member of the race. It's somewhat of a Zen-kai, but not really because he's not close to dying.
Well,
But he's
I
still,
have an analogy to use that I've used in my Q&As before.
yeah,
And the way I put it is, he says his power's overflowing. Everyone listening, what happens if you're filling a cup of water? Keep filling it, keep filling it. What's going to happen? Spills over the edge. It doesn't, keep going infinitely. It has a cap. It overflows. That's
exactly. And
pretty
not
much the
just
best way to explain it, really.
and not just that, but the thing about Broly that fans have to realize is that yes, he lost to Goku, and people say, "Well, Goku punched the scar." That's not the case. That I don't know where that theory came from. We do see Baby Broly getting stabbed, but there's no way that the wound would be open for 20 something years. The wound did not stay open, guys. Okay, it's like a lot of the Broly fans. I feel sometimes come up with their own headcanon to justify things. No, bro, let's be real and grounded in the world, okay? Broly
Right.
lost to Goku because he gathered the energy from everybody else and he punched him in the uppercutted him in the stomach and he lost. So Broly couldn't even beat the power of all these other guys giving Goku strength to punch him. Then of course we get to the second movie, which I'm not gonna get to right now, but before we go there, where would you put Broly as far as the first Broly movie?
That's the hardest one to really go and analyze because it was before we saw Cell. We don't have a lot of people to compare him to. Most of the fan consensus is that he is about as strong as Perfect Cell. The thing that people have to understand about Perfect Cell, and this is going to tie into the second coming Broly, and some quick, I guess you could say, power scaling here. I think people really don't, a lot of people don't understand how much power Cell was holding back against Goku. Because after Gohan starts to fight Goku, he goes Super Saiyan 2. You see Cell power up more than once, and even
Yeah.
Goku is
Yep.
shocked.
Yep. Yep. He was not
And
going 100%. You thought he was, but he wasn't. But
Cell had to have.
one more thing too, bro. Cell had two Zenkai boosts. He had the first one when he got the Senzu from Goku after fighting him because he was worn out, and he had another one when he blew himself up. So that's two times he was able to
I
power up
wouldn't
to
know
full
if he.
power.
I wouldn't say he got a Zenkai the first time though with the Sensu. He wasn't really near death.
Well, he may not have, but he was still back at 100%.
I'm always one of those guys that are really strict about Zenkais because I always talk about Quaman about people needing Sensus they get Zenkais. I'm very strict to my Zenkais, but I'm not going to get into that here. But mainly another point, many fans speculate, and I also say that Cell has had to have been holding back, I think, at least 50% of his power. Because if you remember, when Goku's powering up against Korn, didn't he go to like 50% when he's powering up to Korn?
I believe so. Yeah,
And
50%.
he still said, from what I can estimate, Cell, you have no chance. And Cell was still holding back even more than Goku had even, imagined
and
after
Cell
fighting
was
him.
still training.
And not only that, when we get to Super Perfect, we don't know how much stronger he got. But that's going a little bit later. But I don't think Broly is stronger than Perfect Cell, even just based off of that. People are going to look at, the Kamehameha Goku used on Broly. He didn't, even though, it's a movie, it's a little bit shorter. Even in the manga, it was kind of showing that he was charging that Kamehameha against Cell a little bit longer than what the movie for Broly was showing.
It was definitely
Those
a more
were
powerful
completely
boom.
different powers. The one against Cell was far more powerful. Yes, Broly still tanked a powerful Kamehameha, but if you're, 40 or 50% strong on someone, you can tank an attack from them. And quite honestly, I think that Cell would still be stronger than Broly from the first movie, but maybe not by a whole lot. But again, that one's hard to pinpoint, I think.
I mean, yeah, what other things that come to mind is the fact that Broly went in there and took on five guys, five very powerful guys by himself and just didn't even sell a fucking thing.
Right.
No pun intended. He just got his ass. He just kicked everybody's ass.
Well, let's not forget Cell versus Vegeta. I mean, it's like, you're taking a bunch of, I guess you could say, cats that are attacking an adult or something, really. With, obviously besides Goku being as strong as he is. But it'd be like, they're completely weak compared to Broly. It's not like their power combined is gonna overthrow him. Dragon Ball never works like that, though.
No, it never works like that. But it definitely worked in this movie because they all put their powers together to give it to Goku, and Goku beat him.
Oh, I thought you were referring to when they were all fighting him. Okay, I
No,
understand.
I was.
When you're
I'm
combined,
yeah, I'm talking about when you combine it into one person and Goku hit
right?
him with that good
That's when it's
shot.
different, correct?
Yeah, because basically Goku focused all of his energy into that one shot, so it was all or nothing, and he beat him. So yes, Broly's very powerful, but you're saying not even perfect cell, or maybe close to it.
I think somewhere in close to perfect Cell, but just based off of how much Cell really was holding back against Goku, I can't see it. I really can't.
Yeah, you're right. People always forget that Cell just also there's the fight with Gohan. Cell exploded and got really buff. He did basically the grade 3, the Trunks form,
Right.
and he couldn't hit Gohan. He was very powerful, but he could not hit Gohan. Gohan dodged everything. Now, what about the second Broly movie, Second Coming? A significantly weaker Gohan, I would say, than Teen Gohan.
I'm
Maybe
gonna
not
get into that.
significant.
A lot weaker than people think. I think that he's a lot weaker, and this is the reason why. I might be scratching the bottom of the barrel with this, but due to how much, like I said before, how much Cell was holding back against Gohan, Cell was, if he's holding back 50% or more against Goku, that means he's basically twice the strength of Goku.
Yeah, in a sense, in an essence, yeah, absolutely.
And Gohan was, arguably. Now, do we know that Super Saiyan Gohan? Now, you gotta refresh my memory if I'm not clear here. Super Saiyan Gohan was stronger than Goku. He'd keep up with him, but it was never explicitly said that Super Saiyan Gohan was stronger than Goku, was it
You talk
necessarily?
about SS1?
Super Saiyan 1, yes.
Yeah, I don't believe he was stronger than Goku, in my opinion.
Now,
It's not said at all. Now, the thing is, in that movie, though, based on his hairline, he's clearly SSJ2. So
he
what?
has to be due to his performance, but we're gonna get into that now. I just want
Yeah,
to
yeah.
address something. Goku, if Goku were to say, okay, if Gohan went Super Saiyan 2, that would put him like on par with Perfect Cell. Gohan had to have gotten a significant rage boost as well. Now that's where I'm saying I scratched the bottom of the barrel, maybe,
Okay.
because Super Saiyan 2, many fans know, is a 2 times multiplier of Super Saiyan 1.
Yes.
I think Gohan had some
Double.
sort of rage boost there. And then, Super Perfect Cell somewhere around his realm. It's always muddled up on who people think he's strong. Cell wasn't really trying his Kamehameha Clash. I'm going to say they're around equal for the sake of this video. People are going to disagree, and that's fine. But Gohan had to have gotten somewhere around the realm of like 3, maybe even 4 times stronger when he's fighting Cell. And I know I sound like I'm scratching the bottom of the barrel. You can argue that, but the fact of the matter is, mathematically, and Dragon Ball and math never add up.
No, we're having this discussion for fun. It's very hard to actually pinpoint an actual real, because the multipliers, even those don't make that much sense.
Right. Well, you have to think he was even weaker than he was as a kid in this the Boo saga, and in this film. Then you subtract that boost that he would have had from Rage. Understand how much weaker he really would be.
But also another thing that we have to also put into consideration that maybe a lot of people will forget is that the movie was actually being done before Vegeta and Goku revealed during the Dabura fight that Gohan was weaker. So it's very possible that when they were creating this movie, when Toei was doing this movie without Toriyama, because Toriyama was not writing this movie, it was Takao Koyama who wrote the movie, they may not have even known that Gohan was weaker as an adult than he was during the Cell game. They may not have even known that. So again, it's hard to really pinpoint something.
You're going at the direction that I like to take with some of my videos. I go like, the writing teams are different. I've done this before.
Yeah.
That's a very good point. It really is. That's something you have to take into consideration. It's very hard, especially when you add stuff like that. It muddies the whole thing up.
So here's the thing, though. Because Broly somehow survived the first movie, he must have gotten a Zen-kai boost that was so powerful based on his potential that he was able to surpass SSJ2 one way or another. That to me is a ridiculous feat.
I mean,
Because he was kicking Gohan's ass in that movie.
absolutely. And for those of you who don't know, he most definitely, I'm not going to use the hair argument. He most definitely was Super Saiyan 2. He was doing better than what he was as a kid against Broly. There's no way he was Super Saiyan 1. He was doing considerably better than what he did in the first film. There's no way power-wise that he could possibly be Super Saiyan 1.
But Broly, because of that incredible potential he was born with, was able to exploit the Zen-kai boost even greater. So then here comes the question, right? And we'll get to the end of the movie in a minute, but the question is, if Broly did the training that Goku. Well, actually, let me save that question for the end. All right, because
Save
that's the
that for the
finale.
end. That's
Yeah,
gonna be an ending one.
that's the ending one. All right, so you would put Broly higher than Dabura in this movie, higher than Perfect Cell in Second Coming.
I would not put him ahead of Deborah. I don't want to discuss Deborah too much, but I think Deborah is really his power is kind of misconstrued in the Dragon Ball community. He's a lot stronger than a lot of people think,
Okay.
but definitely stronger than Perfect Cell in this film. I don't think he's stronger than Super Perfect based on what I said before. I know writing teams and all that different stuff. It makes things really weird. You know, whether or not they knew that he was going to be weaker or not as a teen. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, as an
as
adult.
an adult, but I just feel like Broly looked way too impressive in Second Coming as far as fighting off, Gohan.
But if I'm just saying, if this Gohan's so much weaker, obviously Goten and Trunks are nothing compared to Broly. They're not going to
Yes,
add
nothing.
much. It all
Well,
comes down to that clash at the end.
and that's what I want to get to the end of the movie. So we don't know if the Goku vision was actually real or not. We're gonna assume it's not because the movie breaks, and I hate this ending, by the way. It breaks too many
I think
rules.
everyone hates the ending.
No, some
Everyone
people some
does.
people love it, bro. You know how it is here.
Yep.
But it breaks the rules of the Dragon Balls. They make a wish, no dragon comes out. The ghost of Goku appears and helps him fire a
No
triple
Halo, no nothing. It's like he's reborn for
nothing.
that second, for that instant. And we don't know how hard Goku's trying. He could just be coaching them again, just like with Cell. It's obvious to me that that scene is a callback to the Cell games.
Yes, absolutely it
And it
is.
could be a scenario. Goku maybe is there in spirit. But the thing is, didn't Goku have a halo when he was in spirit for Gohan? That could be an
Uh
inconsistency. I don't actually remember.
Yeah, or
Just
it
for the
could it
record.
could just be the animators. But the thing is, so we're led to believe that a Kamehameha from Gohan and Goten was enough to kill. Let's just say Goku was a spirit. That was enough to kill Broly. A Kamehameha from Gohan and Goten. So does that mean that Broly's only slightly stronger than Gohan because it took Goten to kill him? It just seems like the scale
Well,
is off on
in
that.
the film, they had him do that power up in that split second. Kind of like how Cell. There wasn't really a huge distraction in the film, but could have been
Trunks is the
Gohan
only
going
one
in,
that was a
which he
distraction.
didn't really do much at all. Even less than what Vegeta did against Cell. And I don't know. That clash never made sense to me, and Kwame still argues with me to this day about it. We go back and forth on Broly's power. And bottom line is, I think that just due to how much Gohan theoretically should have gotten, we could go in by the continuity of the series, obviously not taking the movie as a whole. I think that honestly, Broly is weaker than Super Perfect Cell, in my opinion. But if you're gonna
Mhm.
take the movie, if you're gonna say he's equal to, let's just say Gohan in that movie is being equal to Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan, let's just say, then that, in my opinion, just kind of comes down to who do you think's stronger, Super Perfect Cell or Teen Gohan, and that's another debate entirely.
I think it's Gohan because Gohan won the fight, but that is another debate entirely. The thing is, though, nonetheless, the only problem with what you're saying is that Goten was in there as well. So I would think you
I
would
don't
think
think
that.
it added too much, honestly.
Yeah,
I
but
really don't.
I'm gonna disagree with you on one thing. I do think that Broly in Second Coming is stronger than Super Perfect Cell. Maybe not by much. Maybe not by much, but I think that he is slightly stronger. Now, here's the final question, though. All right,
Well, I
and
want to say one more thing that I
oh
remembered and
yeah,
forgot to
anything
mention.
you want.
Very important. Do not forget when they had that clash, everybody in that fight was incredibly tired, incredibly low on energy. That's important.
And Gohan
That's
had one arm
very.
also. Let's not forget that when he had the Ki blast with Cell, one
Well,
arm.
Cell wasn't really trying too hard though. But then,
I don't know if I agree with that. That's the thing. I think Cell was kind of trying hard on that, and Gohan was just too powerful. So really, to wrap up, is with Broly. Okay, if Broly had trained like Goku, exploited Zen-kai boosts, maybe even I don't know if he had the knowledge because we don't really know how Goku unlocked SSJ3. We never see it. We don't know what kind of training he did, how he was able to hit it. Let's just say that Broly was able to forget that. Let's just say that because we saw Vegeta rage boost in Battle of God, so there's a potential chance that you don't have to be SSJ3 to unlock that level of power. So if Broly trained and was able to figure these things out like Goku, how strong would he be? I mean, I do feel honestly that he would be ridiculously powerful. He would be definitely the strongest of their race, I would say, if he trained. But the character of Broly doesn't seem like the type that would actually train. So I don't see it being possible unless he actually became like disciplined and focused, which is the opposite of that character.
right, absolutely. And Mike's gonna hate this video for so many reasons because we're talking about Broly training and being Super Saiyan 3 level. But no, Broly's not in any sense a character that would ever train. In my mind, he would never be that type of character. It's still a shock to me that Frieza was ever that character. I mean, it's not impossible, but it's just not a likely situation that Broly would ever get to that height of power. Broly's done, and he's really never coming back.
Yeah, he'll only come back in like the video games.
Heroes,
and
Dragon Ball Heroes is gonna whore him out.
Yeah, because he's popular, and he is
Mhm.
popular. And so I want to hear your thoughts below, folks. How strong do you think Broly is? Do you agree with Josh that he's less than Perfect Cell?
Probably not.
Yeah, most fans say he's around Perfect Cell in the first Broly movie. In the Second Coming movie, where do you think he's actually surpassed Perfect Cell or Super Perfect Cell? But the bottom line is, folks, we only see Broly in 3 movies. The third movie wasn't even him. It was just a clone of him.
Well, we don't need to talk about the third movie. Let's not even.
No, I mean, I don't know how strong Bio Broly is. I guess it's the same as Second Coming Broly, but I feel like he went down way too easy and he wasn't fully
He was
mature.
too slow.
Yeah, it just didn't work out for him. But I don't even want to even think about that movie. Like, that movie's even less canon than the other two. Like, that's like, 5th tier canon. Like, oh, I hate that movie. And I hate the second one too, actually. The first Broly movie is the only one that's actually all right.
I think that's one of the best Dragon Ball movies, but I'm not going to get into that debate here.
That's a whole different argument. Yeah, so let us know your thoughts below. Check out Josh from Dragon Ball Nation. I'm going to leave a link to his channel below, and we'll catch you down the road.